Dear Greg, I've been married for 8 years. I thought we were pretty happy. We didn't quarrel much or anything, but 2 weeks ago my husband came to me and said he wanted a divorce. I think there's another woman involved, but he denies that. He says he's just tired of our marriage and wants to move on with his life. After spending my whole adult life on him and giving him 3 children, the coward actually said, "I need my space." I can't believe he could say that. What can I do to stop this from happening? Does he not understand what this will do to me and to the children?
What you're describing, a failing marriage, possible divorce, and all the complications of having children involved, is one of the most traumatic experiences in life. Many people say that what you're going through is more stressful than having a spouse die. It's awful, no doubt about it. I will tell you, though, that as you get a better understanding of what is really happening here, you'll find it a great deal less confusing, which makes it less painful. And you'll find yourself much better equipped to respond in more productive ways. The rate of failure in marriages is very high. The divorce rate alone is nearly 60%. And among those who remain married, the incidence of unhappiness is staggering. So your situation is far from unusual. And it keeps happening because there's very little understanding of what's going on. So, what is going on? As I've said on many occasions, it's always about real love. That is what we all want most. And the vast majority of us, almost certainly including you and your husband, were not loved unconditionally, which left us feeling alone, empty, and afraid. We've spent our entire lives looking for anything that gives us relief from the pain of those feelings, even if the relief is shallow and temporary. We settle for imitation love, for praise, power, sex, money, whatever. And when we find people who give us enough of those things, those are the people who become our friends. Kind of understandable, isn't it? When people praise us more, we naturally tend to like them more, and we tend to praise them more. When they do whatever we want, we feel a sense of importance or power, and we tend to reward them with the forms of imitation love they enjoy. If someone is sexually attractive, we tend to be more attentive, which is a combination of praise and power. All that's natural, but it sets up relationships where we're trading imitation love with people. And then, when the effects of imitation love wear off, which they always do, we're left feeling empty, disappointed, irritated, even betrayed. That is what happens with you and your husband. Early in your relationship, you traded so much imitation love that it felt great. And you even called it falling in love. The feelings are real, but they don't last. That's a pretty common event. But then the excitement wore off. And if you think about it, I'll bet he's been showing you in a number of ways that he's been losing interest for some time. Talking to you less, looking directly at you less, touching you less, perhaps less interest in sex. You must understand that this is not primarily about you. It's mostly an indication that from the beginning of your relationship was founded on something other than real love, which is very common in relationships. That's why there are so many divorces. That's why so few marriages are genuinely happy. So now you have a better grasp of what's going on with your husband. What difference should that make? And what can you do now? We'll talk about that in the next session.